Afternoon. When people look back on your first season in charge at Manchester United, how big will tomorrow night's game be, perhaps to unlock a second trophy?
A third.
Excuse me.
But I'm not speaking about or thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the club and I'm thinking about the players. For the club, it would be very important. It would be very important to be again in an European final. For the club, would be very important to fight for the only trophy that the club never won before. And for this group of players, we have just a little group with European success. I think Rooneys, Carrick, Young, this group of the English boys with long time in the club, plus Mata, and a part of them, if I'm not wrong, no one did it before. So it would be very important for the club, would be very important for the players. And we are going to do tomorrow what we are doing since the beginning of the season, which is to fight hard. Fight hard, long journey. Tomorrow, match number 14 in the Europa League. And we are going to fight hard.
Jose, you've talked this season about two doors being open to the Champions League, but in recent weeks you've effectively closed one door in terms of the Premier League. How much of a gamble is that? How much of a high-risk strategy is that to gamble everything on this competition? And how confident are you that the players can deliver on that gamble that you've taken?
So the situation is simple. 17 matches in 7 weeks with 16 players is impossible. Was not a gamble. Was a simple decision. Is a decision based on common sense. 17 matches in 7 weeks, April and May. 17 matches with 16 players is completely impossible. So since the moment we lost players, and we lost initially 4 of them in 1 week, when we lost Smalling and Jones in the national team, and we lost Rojo and Zlatan against Anderlecht in that moment. And after that, we lost boys that could be good alternatives. Ashley Young, Luke Shaw, Timo Fosu-Mensah. So when we lost these players in a period of 17 matches in 7 weeks, was the impossible job. So it was not a gamble, it was just a consequence of our situation. So we are in this situation now, and we have to fight for it. So let's see if tomorrow we can do it, and if we can go to the final. But doesn't matter what, no regrets. We are giving everything we can. The players, myself, everyone that works around, we are giving everything. So when you give everything, no problem.
Buenas tardes, José. José Álvarez para Jugones de la Sexta. ¿Consideras este el partido más importante de la temporada para tu equipo? Y por otro lado, ¿cómo crees, con qué nivel de motivación afrontará el Celta este partido, ya que lo califican como el partido más grande de su historia?
Do you think that this, as a manager yourself, would you consider that this is the most important game of the season? And again, from the point of view as a manager, in terms of how motivated will Celta be, would you consider that they probably consider it's the most important game of their history almost?
I think in terms of motivation, we are even. For Celta is in their words, the most important match of their history. And in my feelings, is also the most important match of our history. Doesn't matter what happened before, doesn't matter how big a matches we played before. What matters is the next one, and the next one is tomorrow. So I don't believe that Celta dreams more than us, that Celta wants more than us. I really don't believe so in these aspects. I don't think will be a difference between both teams.
Jose, do the headlines in the story about Paul's transfer, does that affect you or does that affect the player at all?
We're not here to discuss that, we're just here to talk about the game.
No, but the question is simple.
Okay.
If he asks if affects.
No.
Just one other thing, you said last week about Old Trafford, if Old Trafford wants us to win, we'll win. Had you sensed the atmosphere maybe dipping in the last few weeks, and was that a bit of an appeal to the crowd?
I see a difference between matches. I don't think he's consistent. The atmosphere, I don't think he's consistent. The enthusiasm. I could feel, for example, the match against Chelsea, the match where they wanted to play. They played since the first minute. They played until the last minute. Was really a very strong Old Trafford. We had other matches, for example, the match against Anderlecht, where the stadium was not warm enough to make us feel that was a very important match for us, and it was, because it was the second leg quarterfinal. So hopefully tomorrow they have this feeling that is a second leg semi-final, and more important than a second leg semi-final, only the final. So we have to fight hard tomorrow.
Buenas tardes. Tras el partido de ida, el entrenador rival dijo que planeaba para mañana cambiar algo sus tácticas. Específicamente habló de la posición de Yago Aspas, tratar de que participara más en el juego, porque en la ida no lo hizo demasiado. No sé si también es parte de lo que han preparado para el partido en ese sentido. Gracias.
The opposition manager has been talking previously about how he might set up differently, change his tactics slightly, and try and get Iago Aspas featuring in a position where he might actually be involved in the game more, because he wasn't involved too much in the second leg. Will that be coming into your thinking? How are you thinking about setting up and how you're approaching the game?
A lo mejor tú sabes más que yo del Celta. Yo lo que sé es lo que veo, o lo que he visto en sus partidos durante la temporada, lo que he visto en el partido contra nosotros. He visto Aspas jugar sobre la derecha, he visto Aspas jugar como 9, he visto Aspas jugar detrás de Guidetti, a no ser que Aspas juegue de centrocampista central o de lateral izquierdo, nada va a ser una sorpresa. Son partidos tan importantes que nos metemos en ellos con todo lo que tenemos. Y miras un partido, y dos, y tres, y cuatro, y buscas toda la información posible que te pueda ayudar. Pero para mí más importante que la posición de Aspas o la posición de cualquier otro jugador, o mismo el sistema táctico, el dibujo táctico que puedan tener, son los principios de juego, el modo como normalmente juegan o intentan jugar, y eso no cambia mucho independiente de la posición de cada jugador.
It seems like you know more about Celta maybe than I do, but from what I've seen, and I looked at 6 games before our match against them, which obviously I saw that as well, and I've seen Aspas play as a 9, I've seen him play on the right hand side, I've seen him playing just behind Guidetti. So unless he ends up playing centre mid or he ends up playing at left back, I don't think there's anything that can surprise us or anything that we won't be aware of about Aspas. Obviously, when we're preparing for a game, we put as much as we possibly can. We put everything into that preparation and studying the opposition, and we study every type of information that can help us in the aim of winning the game. But at the end of the day, it's all about systems and tactical systems and principles of play. It's a game of football at the end of the day, no matter how, what little tactical nuances that might appear on the night.
Okay, last two questions, one here and one at the back.
Hi, Jose. With regard to what you want to build at Manchester United next season, how vital, how important is it to qualify for the Champions League?
If you don't qualify for Champions League, it's because you are not good enough to play Champions League. I try to look at it in a pragmatic way. Obviously, for the prestige of the club, Champions League is Champions League. Obviously, financially, Champions League is Champions League. Obviously, for players, for myself, Champions League is Champions League. But if you are not there, it's because you are not good enough to be there. So if tomorrow we don't go to the final and we stay in the semi-finals, and next season we play again Europa League, it's because we are not good enough. So maybe is the step we need to improve. If we win tomorrow, if we are strong enough to win tomorrow, if we are strong enough to go to the final and win and to qualify for Champions League, then obviously it's the competition that you want to be. But I think in this moment we have just to focus on where we are, and nobody has more motivation than I have to try to win tomorrow.
How concerned are you about that element of complacency, and what do you do as a coach to guard against complacency?
Working hard, which was what we did since last Monday. Respecting the opponent, making the players feel that we respect the opponent. Preparing the players for all the scenarios, like I was telling to the Spanish colleague. Try to go through every possible detail, and that shows the players that no, it's serious stuff. In the top of that, it's different to play for top four than to play to win an European competition. Even to myself, honestly, the difference between finish fourth or fifth or sixth, the difference is just qualify for Champions League. But no trophy, no title, no honor, no prestige, nothing at all. Another thing is to play for a cup, to play for a competition, to play for a title, that in the top of it gives a bonus of playing a Champions League. But in this moment we don't think about Champions League, we think about a title, we think about the possibility to play European Super Cup in August against a big club. So we think about all these things, and these things, they give no space to complacency, I think.
Hi Wayne, you've broken every record that you went out to break. You've won every trophy that you can win with a team except for Europa League. What would it mean to complete the set for you?
Well, I didn't win the Super Cup, we lost the Super Cup, so obviously that was disappointing, but I think tomorrow's a massive chance for us to get to the final. I think it's a competition which has been long, hard competition this season. We deserve to be here, and it's an opportunity for us to win a trophy, so it's a big chance for us tomorrow night.
Wayne, you've played and won the Champions League. How important is it for this club to be back in after a 2-year absence next season, which is a byproduct of winning the Europa League, obviously?
Yeah, it's important for us to be back in the Champions League. Of course, it's something we all want, and I think this club belongs there, and I think it's realistically it's going to be difficult to do it through the league. So this is the chance for us to do it, but also to win a trophy. So I think first of all we have to concentrate on trying to win the trophy and take what comes with it, and of course that's qualifying for the Champions League.
Okay, Rob. When you've been involved in Champions League semi-finals before, does this one feel any different because it's Europa League, or is the excitement still the same?
I think it's a semi-final. I think, of course, Champions League semi-final is games which you know you're in touching distance of going to a Champions League final. But this is a semi-final, European semi-final, and you know it's the biggest competition we've realistically had of winning over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's a competition we're taking really serious. We want to win it. We're in a good position. It's not over. It's still a dangerous position we're in, but we're in a good position in the tie. So we feel we've got a good chance of going through to the final if we play to our best tomorrow.
Okay, Paul.
We've got used to, watching you lead the team out every week over the last couple of years. How hard has it been for you sitting on the sidelines sometimes this year watching the team play?
Of course you want to play. You want to play every game, and sometimes that's football, and I've had to keep working and trying to take my chance when I get the opportunity. So that's what I've done, and when called upon, then I'll try my best to help the team.
Paul. Okay.
Hi, Wayne. Deep down, do you think this will be your final chance to reach another big final with Manchester United, or do you still think there is some hope that you may be here for another season?
My focus is on trying to help us win this final, and that's my sole focus. I think it's a massive opportunity for us as a group of players to win a European title, and my focus is to help us try and win this one.
Would you like to stay?
Would I like to stay? I've been at this club 13 years. Of course, I want to play football.
Well, Wayne, I was going to ask the same question. So I'll rephrase it slightly. What, on a personal level, what challenges does it present to you being effectively a squad player now rather than a sort of first team or a regular starter, and how difficult or how easy has it been to adjust to that mentality and that mindset?
No, I think football changes, and you'd have different periods, different challenges in your career, and this season, of course, I haven't played as much as I'd like to play. I would like to play more, but that's the way it's panned out, and I've tried to help the team off the pitch, on the pitch, and tried to help us win. I haven't thrown my toys out of the pram. I haven't made a big fuss of it. But of course, I'm a football player. I want to play football, and the more I can play, obviously, the better for me, and the more I feel I can help the team.
Bien.
Okay, last two questions for Stuart and Simon.
Wayne, you've seen Manchester United have to rebuild over the years, not possibly quite as much as it. Do you think this is the biggest rebuild that the side is going through, and do you think the manager is going in the right direction with that?
I think I said it in October and November. I think this club will be successful under Jose Mourinho. I think, having seen the way he works, and how successful he's been in other countries, it will be successful. And if we can win the Europa League, then that'll be 3 trophies already in his first season, and it's not far away. I think we're not far away from being up there challenging again for the Premier League, and hopefully next season in the Champions League as well. So, but I'm convinced the club will be successful under Jose.
Wayne, it started for you at Manchester United with the European game and that famous hat-trick. When you look back over all the European games that you played, which games stick out for you, in particular ones that you played here?
To be honest, all of them. I think the the big night, the European night here under the lights, and obviously we had the big win against Roma, the 3-2 against AC Milan semi-final. My debut obviously was an important game for me. But I think the European nights are different. They're different to the Premier League games, and you can sense the excitement around the stadium before the games, and obviously the good games to play 'em.